Drink Minimal Studios. Here are the four horsemen of the Podcalypse: Billy, Chris, Chase, and Smiley.
Yeah, except we're not in our studio. We're in Clovis, New Mexico.
It's our little touring studio.
But
Yeah.
this is one of the few times our intro has lined up.
Right? We actually get all the people here. Chase is actually with us. He drove down with us. We're broadcasting live from my mom and dad's house in Clovis, New Mexico. Let me give the address out to all the stalker killer people. I'm just kidding. Welcome to the Halloween edition of 10 Drink Minimum. We have my mom also who's going to be on the show. Let's have her say hello.
Hi.
You got to get right up on it.
Hi.
There you go. So this edition, we thought last year we came here. We had we have no camera. Are you sure the camera is on?
We have
no camera. There we go.
knew I was missing something.
There we go. See, now we'll wave and say hi. Because we're actually live. He had it on the.
I had on the intro page still.
Yeah, that's okay. So last year we had Ghost Hunters on the show.
Yeah, I can't remember their names, but they're fun.
Grave
Grave.
Concerns. How I remember that, I have no idea. Because I am not the name guy. Billy's the name guy.
Grave Concerns?
Yeah.
Maybe. Anyway, it was fun.
Yeah. But we this year I was like, well, should we do them again? And I thought, no, that's the same old, same old. So we were talking and we thought, well, you know what, my mom growing up, it's funny because like I would go to school and I was the only kid a lot of times that I would go to school and I was like, you guys seen The Exorcist? They're like, no, my parents won't let me watch that. And I'll be all, well, my mom made me watch that movie. Or whatever,
We walked in and like Nightmare on Elm Street was on TV.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, she's like, we're renting this and we're going to watch this. And we're like, oh, okay. And then, so I thought, and then Smiley is a huge horror film aficionado, right?
I sure am. I watched hundreds and hundreds.
Hundreds and hundreds. So we were sitting down and we're like, well, let's talk about what is the scariest movie of all time. And I was sitting there, Smiley, of course, he's seen, way more than probably all of us, I would think. Maybe, he starts naming like Korean shit. And I'm like, we're not so I found this site. It's called moviepilot.com. And they ranked the top 20.
I think a few of the ones I named are on that.
Yeah. So I want to go through these top 20 and just throw them out there, and then we'll kind of go maybe into a little discussion. Number 20, Jaws. Number 19, Rosemary's Baby.
That one scared me.
Yeah, that's on my list. That was my number one, actually.
Number 18, Dark Water.
Never seen it.
I've never seen it. Have you seen that one? No. Number 17, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Number 16, Sinister. That's another one I don't know. Number 15, Halloween. Number 14, Alien.
Oh, yeah.
Number 13, Evil Dead 2. Number 12, The Omen.
Yeah.
Number 11, The Ring. Number 10, 28 Days Later. Number 9, The Blair Witch Project.
No.
Mm-hmm. Number 8, An American Werewolf in London.
I'll agree with that.
Number 7, The Conjuring. Number 6, A Nightmare on Elm Street, the original. Number 5, Insidious.
Never saw it.
Huh.
I saw it.
I have.
It's pretty, yeah. Did you like it? It's about the couple.
It's
the Ghost
Darth
Hunters.
Maul's in it too.
It's
That's right.
okay. The problem is that you can tell that it's only part of a story.
Yeah.
So, like, even at the end, you're like, oh, that was pretty. What happens next?
That's about the Warrens, right?
Yeah, and we talked about them last year, the couple. Number 4, The Evil Dead.
The original.
Number 3, The Exorcist. Number 2, Record, which I haven't seen. Number 1, The Thing, which I find that is no way in hell going to be number 1.
Yeah. As opposed, like, in terms of sci-fi horror, Alien is going to beat that.
Yeah.
Like, The Thing's a scary movie, but the movie Alien is...
Here, okay. There's easily one movie not on this list that I feel is unwarranted. There's 2, actually, that need to be on this list. Number 1 is The Strangers.
That was the scary one.
I found that to be one of the scary. We watched that together, and I was like, now that was legitimately scary because that could really happen to somebody. Number 2, Jacob's Ladder.
Oh, I totally forgot about that one. Yeah, Jacob's Ladder was.
That scared the shit out of me when I was younger.
I watched that as a kid, and it's still pretty creepy now. Like
Yeah.
I watch it, I'm like, "Ooh, oh.
The one where he was like a Vietnam vet, and he kept seeing the people's faces, and they were just, you know. I feel like both of those movies should have been on there. Now,
Oh,
Smiley, I feel like there's movies that you think probably should be on there that.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Jacob's Ladder. I'd forgotten about that one, but yeah, that should definitely be on there.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen Jacob's
No.
Ladder? It's kind of obscure, I think. Tim Robbins is in it.
Yeah, it was Tim Robbins. He's a Vietnam War vet. They experimented on him and his troop with LSD,
Yeah.
and
That's what it is. Yeah.
and so he winds up doing these weird flashbacks and forwards during the movie.
Yeah.
So you're not sure, like, is this his actual timeline or is this his imagined timeline? And then towards the end, he's just freaking out, and there's some pretty scary stuff in there.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Now, what do you feel our movie? What is missing from this list?
From that list,
Yeah.
Well, for the fact that was this just a list made for American horror films?
Well, that's kind of. Let's go with. Well, no, because there's one that's.
I had The Ring in there.
Had the
Oh,
Ring.
it had the Ring in there, and that's not
It-
even a scary. I mean, it's kind of.
There was 2 of them. There was another one. There was. Let me pull it back up. Dark Water, and then it also has the. I can't tell if it's Japanese or Korean. I don't have the name on there.
The funny thing about, like, I'm not a scary movie watcher.
Yeah.
I do remember watching one of the Paranormal Activity movies, and
Yeah.
I had my eyes closed in the last 5 minutes.
Really?
I did not know what happened.
I've only watched the 3rd one of those. The Paranormal Activity.
See, that shit's scary to me. Like, even as a
Really?
kid, I was pretty enamored by, like, paranormal shit, like ghosts.
Yeah.
Pretty scary stuff. Like skinwalkers and shit like that.
Right.
So, I'm not even supposed to talk about them. Smiley won't talk about them.
Smiley won't talk about it. So what do you feel is missing from this list? I mean, let's more American, let's do American
All right.
because we don't care for people outside of our country. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Well, I mean that makes it harder because the scariest movie I ever saw was High Tension, and I mean
Okay.
it was an American-made movie by a French director.
Okay. That I'll say that goes in, but I've never even heard of it.
But High Tension is by far it's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but better and with a twist.
But the Texas Chainsaw Massacre did not make the list. I feel like you want to get in on this. You grab the microphone when you need to talk.
I didn't like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
You didn't like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
No, I thought it. I'm not saying that it didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
It didn't.
It didn't.
Okay.
No, the actual movie is based on
Ed Gein.
Ed Gein.
But it did not happen.
No, well, Ed Gein happened, and then that spawned the movie The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah.
But I thought it was hokey.
Okay. I like
I'm
the
not
original.
into like just now, like you spoke about later. I mean earlier, the Strangers.
Yeah.
I like those because it can happen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the
Who-
guy
have
in
you
the
guys seen that movie?
background, and the guy in the background.
Yes.
I have seen that movie.
Well, I feel
I
like.
agree with you
have
on
you
that.
seen this movie, Billy?
I know the premise. I mean, it's like
Okay.
just like some guy fucking with them, right?
No. Oh, no.
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 It's
They're
And the end is terrifying.
It is terrifying. It's a couple, and they're out in this house that's kind of out in the middle of nowhere in the boonies, and there's like 2 of them, right?
It was a couple. Yeah.
A couple, like they wear masks and they just
Oh
legitimately.
no, there were 3.
yeah.
three
There's
of 'em. I'm
there's
sorry,
3
there's
of
3
them.
of 'em.
Yeah, there's 3.
And they just
It starts off as 2.
decide to
And then
like
all of a sudden there's
go
a
to
third
this
one
house,
just
and
to-
they start out like knocking on the door, and the girl is there, and she's like, I can't remember who she asked for, but she's like, "Is Sarah here?" And they're like, "No," and she was like, and you're just like, "The fuck was that?" And the killers only have like 4 lines in the whole film.
Really? Damn.
Yeah, and I say killers, I mean they kill, and they torture these people in this house. They trap them in it and they torture them, and it's wow, it's pretty intense.
It is. It was.
I thought it was highly underrated.
I think it should be on the list too.
Yeah. I thought that was a really good film. I was trying to think. I mean, because you have the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, which
The first one should have been on there.
it was.
They get
Yeah.
hokey after the first one. But
Yeah.
The first one was
Right.
legitimately terrifying. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
what?
And I noticed there was like no Friday the 13th.
Yeah, it's I do. I mean, the thing is, I don't watch as much scary movies as you guys, of course, but that was pretty scary.
I'm not a big fan, but I've seen them all because she would make me watch them all.
Yeah, one I want to throw on there, a sci-fi horror, was Event Horizon.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Event
really
Horizon.
good.
Yes, that's true. I didn't even think about that one.
That was like one of the first
That
matches of sci-fi horror.
Yeah. Interesting.
well, they don't make a lot of horror sci-fi movies, but that was definitely up there. Like Alien, Event Horizon. What's that new one with the Irish actor? Fairly new one. The guy was in 28 Days Later.
Oh,
Is it
I don't
called
know.
Sun.
I don't know.
I want to see that.
Yeah,
That's a scary movie.
Yeah.
Have you seen it? Have you seen it?
I saw it in
No.
the theater. It was
And it is scary. I do want to see that. The Sun.
yeah. It creeped me out. I was like, "Ugh."
Well, I
good.
noticed everybody like cringed when I said the Blair Witch Project. Does everybody think that that's just a terrible film?
that was awful.
Really? I
I
actually
thought
liked
it
it.
was. I thought
liked
it was dumb.
I liked it. I thought it was great.
Because I wanted to see the Blair Witch, and you don't ever see her.
Well, that's the whole. I mean, it's the whole idea of less is more.
Yeah, but
Kind of
did-
like The Stranger. I mean, they don't talk, and you're like, "Argh."
Yeah, but
But they're not Hitchcock.
Yeah,
no.
it's true.
Those filmmakers were not Hitchcock. Like less is
No.
not more when you're just filming with a
Well,
camcorder.
but they were also kind of pioneers of the found footage films that now are, the Paranormal Activity are pretty much found footage films.
yeah.
I mean, how do you feel? I mean, as a horror person, how do you feel about the Paranormal Activity films?
I've seen the first two, and they are scary. Cinematically, like you really need to turn off all the lights and
Okay.
listen to it because it's really about the ambient sounds and like the different things you'll notice on the screen as opposed to any of the acting or anything else going on.
Yeah. I'll tell you one movie that is not on this list, and I think it's insane that this movie's not on the list. Poltergeist.
Really?
Oh, yeah. You didn't think Poltergeist was scary?
Yes. I
So that movie
liked
gave me
it.
nightmares for like months.
Because I made you watch it.
You did.
No,
it
I
came on
didn't.
HBO. You're like, we're watching Poltergeist. It was like an event. I remember telling Grandma, I'm like, we're gonna go home. We're gonna watch Poltergeist. And the guy rips his face off in the bathroom. Yeah, I never seen anything like it. And then all I have to say is the fucking clown, the
Oh,
clown doll.
Oh.
Oh God, under the bed. It's still to this
Well,
day.
Have you seen the remake?
Goes with
No.
That goes with every child's nightmare is
Yeah.
there's something under my bed.
Yeah.
Or there's something in my closet.
Right.
And they had both of those in that movie. There's
Yeah.
something in the closet, there's something under the bed.
It's true.
I mean, I used to be afraid to put my hand or anything off the bed.
Yeah.
Because I thought the monster under the bed would grab me.
Well, those movies also got kind of hokey after the first one, but I just always remember the second one. He's all, God is in His holy temple. Earth. Remember the priest?
Oh yeah, he comes up.
Yeah.
I remember his teeth because his teeth
Hello,
creeped me out so
children.
much. He's like,
Hello.
Well, his skeletal face.
Yeah.
He was so thin, and he
All
he
are
was
welcome.
creepy. He was scary
Oh gosh.
without makeup. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure he was made up, but
Yeah.
he looks like he's just
All are
all
welcome.
natural.
But the freak, I think, with the Poltergeist franchise, the even scarier thing is how many people died making that franchise of films. Because he died, the old Native American guy died, the little girl died, the older sister was murdered right after the first film.
yeah.
Who else? There was more than that. Oh, the little psychic woman died.
Right.
It got
Billy,
to-
don't mess with witches.
Yeah.
Wasn't like that movie? The premise is like it was on Indian burial grounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not well. The first movie wasn't. They were just on top of a cemetery.
Oh, okay.
And I think they made it that in the sequels. Not sure though. But I would definitely say Poltergeist.
It was Indian Burial Grounds.
Okay, I would definitely
Trust
say
me.
Poltergeist though goes up there. I don't know why it didn't make that list. Another one I just looked up and I was thinking about it.
Well,
The-
Poltergeist is kind of looked down upon
Yeah.
because of the obvious drug use from the parents.
Oh.
So it's one of the things that they nowadays is not PC, so people tend to not include it on a lot of lists.
Really?
Wait,
Really?
The parents did drugs?
Yeah, they were like smoking weed.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're like,
They smoke marijuana.
yeah, they
Well,
smoke
it's marijuana cigarettes.
They smoke some pot, and now, like at the time, they're like, whatever, that's cool. But
Right.
nowadays, it's like, no, you can't even mention that
Wow. I didn't know
because
that.
we're way too PC. Yeah,
Did you see the? You said you saw the remake. How was that?
I really liked it.
Oh, really?
The
Yeah.
remake of Poltergeist?
Yeah, they made
Yeah.
a new one. You didn't know this?
No. Who's in it?
It's a fairly famous actor. He was in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and
Oh, the English guy? Or Most Def?
Patrick Stewart?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, no. Oh gosh.
I can't remember his name. It's killing me.
And I love him. And he was in Moon. He was in Moon.
Yeah, he's a really good actor.
Yeah, he's amazing. I can't think of his name. But so it was good.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it was a faithful.
Does the guy rip his
interpretation.
face off in the movie? That was so freaky.
Wasn't that a Spielberg movie?
I want to think so.
Yes,
'Cause,
and
like,
the
they
original one?
actually used corpses
Wow.
I did not know
in the
that.
swimming pool scene.
Like
Pardon me. You know when she
cadavers?
yes,
Ugh.
when she falls into the
Oh yeah.
swimming pool, those were real skeletons.
Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell. That's what
It was
is in
real.
the remake.
I
Oh,
mean-
that is terrifying.
It was
It's
very
true.
terrifying.
I can't imagine. I think if I had been the actress, I would have said, "Oh, come on,
They probably-
you
they may
get
not
some
have-
plastic ones."
They may not have told her, yeah.
But they couldn't.
Yeah.
For some reason, it had to do with the budget.
Oh.
Can you believe it? Well,
Wow.
go ahead and dig my mom up. You can use her.
Well, I mean, I've been in a hospital. Cadavers are a dime a dozen. They lend them out to medical hospitals and universities because you have to learn anatomy off of an actual thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like we had a new corpse in my anatomy classes every week.
Wow.
Oh shit.
I am not donating my body to science, Christopher.
Okay.
Just in case you
Okay.
need to know that.
No, I'll do that for you.
No, you won't.
Okay, so as far as scary movie goes, this is actually funny on my part, but I judge how scary a movie is by not ones I can't even watch.
Yeah.
Like I can't. I will never watch Candyman or
Oh, Candyman. I forgot about that one.
like, yeah. See, I will never watch it because it's.
Ellen.
Yeah.
Ellen.
I'll never watch the first Child's Play.
Oh, that's garbage.
No, yeah. The thing is, like, I'm sure if I watched it, I'd be like, oh, that wasn't so bad. But I just remember just being freaked out by the commercials
Yeah.
as a child. And there's a lot of them too. Like I just won't watch.
Oh,
Have you seen The Exorcist?
Yes.
Okay.
you watched that? You're
And
scared of these other things?
You're scared of these other things.
Yeah.
That's like the equivalent of being like, well, I watched The Exorcist, but Gremlins scares me.
Right.
Yeah. So I won't watch Child's the first one. The thing is, I do remember watching because of course they always get hokier as the sequels
Yeah.
go further on, and like whether they're in space or whatever.
Jason in Space.
Yeah. I think I've seen that one,
Bride of Chucky.
but I won't watch the first one.
Yeah. Wow.
Any of the Nightmare on Elm Streets? Yeah, the first one.
Johnny Depp.
And the crazy
Writing.
thing is, like, I really hate when they have that whatever moment in horror movies where like they fucking jump out at you and everyone's like, ah, I hate that. I
Yeah.
would just rather put if they didn't make edits for movies where they just take that part out, and so it's just a black screen. It's like this is where that jumpy shit happens, and then it goes back to
Yeah.
whatever.
You don't like the shock moments?
Yeah, I hate those. I
Really?
hate those so much.
Yeah. But I think it's a love-hate thing that people love them and they hate them.
Uh-huh.
It's like people that ride roller coasters, another movie that didn't make this list, I can't believe, The Shining.
Oh yeah, The Shining's pretty.
And I say that because like people still talk about The Shining now, and then like, the weird thing is like, do you know the The Toy Story crossovers with The Shining.
No.
Somebody
No.
with the you haven't read all. You can look this all up. Who is somebody who does the Toy Story films is a huge Shining fan. So the hallway carpet in The Shining. If you watch Toy Story, like I can't remember if it's in his house or what, but it's the same carpet.
Oh shit.
And they do there's like all these different references, and there's all these references in the Toy Story films that reference The Shining.
Nice.
Yeah, it's very odd. I'm like, well, that's fucking weird as hell. It's interesting.
Well, no, it's a tribute to a great film.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Billy got me thinking about like films, because some of the things he mentioned was from the 80s. I kind of remember. I just started remembering. Did you guys ever see Flatliners?
Oh yeah. That was actually
Like
you know
that
what?
one-
That was a good film.
That one scared me. That was kind of. It got to me a little bit.
Okay. And we probably would watch it now and may not like it. I don't know. But the premise of the movie, you saw it, right, Billy?
No.
The premise of the film was they were all medical students.
Yep.
And they decided that what they were going to do is they were going to flatline, like die, and then be brought back.
To see
And
what
they
the
all tried to-
afterlife is like.
See what the afterlife was like. And they would all like push each other to see how long they could die for.
Uh-huh.
And crazy shit starts happening to them. Like stuff comes back to haunt them. Like
Yeah, they just keep getting more and more deranged.
Yeah.
And it almost becomes like an addiction. They're like, how far can we go? And it was really dark.
that's true. That was like the who's who of like the Brat Pack.
It's
Yeah.
true. There was a Baldwin in there. There was
Kiefer Sutherland. There
Kiefer
was Julia
Sutherland.
Roberts.
Yeah.
I think yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that movie completely. And then we were talking about it earlier, the people under the stairs.
See, I did, that one didn't scare me
That
at
one's
all.
funny. Burn in hell. That's what I always remember from that movie. Wow, how did I reach in and pull out all the worst ones?
What? Those are like my favorite. How do you reach in and steal all my favorite ones? That's really the question.
We have gummy bears, as you can probably hear.
What's another one?
How'd you feel about Pet Cemetery?
Oh.
The ending of that was creepy.
I thought,
That's another one I won't watch.
I don't like kids.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
like.
like them coming back to life. And I don't
okay.
like stuff.
I'm glad you said that one because it made me remind me of another one that I think is awesome. But Pet Cemetery, I agree. Kids are creepy and scary.
Mm-hmm.
And that little kid, he's all when they stick him with the needle to kill him, and when he's walking in the room, he's all no fair. I love that part. But when you talk about kids, I think a movie that belongs maybe not high on the list, but up there is Stir of Echoes with Kevin Bacon.
I really
That was
enjoyed
pretty
that.
good.
Yeah, there was a scene. It's all about ghosts in the house. There's a scene with his little boy, and he's like, "Don't talk to them, Daddy. Talk to me." And you're like, "Ah!" Like,
like,
yeah.
you like a little, like a 3 curly.
People do forget about that movie. That's another movie I actually
Yeah.
own.
and then the other one was when like they show the girl like trying to claw and get away, and her fingernail rips off. Oh God.
My favorite part in Stir of Echoes is when he's digging in the backyard.
Oh yeah.
And like the kid's digging too, and his wife comes home, and it's like, "What are you doing?" "Oh no, don't worry, it's not over there. He just wants to help out.
He just wants to help out.
He just no, it's okay. It's
It's
not
like what,
over there."
And her thing is like, what in the hell are you doing? Why are you digging up the yard?
The thing is, if I had it my way, I should probably not be on this panel, but the only reason I watch a lot of these movies is because I'm pressing a
Date
chick.
nights?
Yeah, date night type
No,
of
it's
stuff.
because Chris makes you.
I make him out.
No, Chris doesn't. If I'm watching a movie with Chris, like I hardly
Also
pay attention.
known as date night.
It surprises me that on the list there's not any Stephen King movies.
There's not. There wasn't one.
Stan,
But-
or
You know, everybody seems to be bringing up the Stephen King movies.
What's that? No. Thing wasn't
It.
Stephen King.
It.
It. Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't really a movie. That was a miniseries.
It was a miniseries.
Yeah.
The
But
remake,
I mean,
by the
it
way.
surprises me that we, the critics or whoever wrote that list, didn't list any Stephen King movies.
They didn't. You're right. I mean, I mean, you have Carrie, which is known as a horror classic. Then you have Christine. Well,
Well,
Shining,
The Shining. We all brought up The Shining because that's kind of
but it wasn't on the list of that
a
one.
glaring omission. The Shining's scary
Yeah.
because again, I mean that could happen. It's kind of ambiguous as to whether, I mean, it leaves it ambiguous as to whether he's just going crazy or if there are ghosts. So let's like you choose it. So like that could, well, maybe he just went stir crazy and
Yeah. And that is what, kind of happened. I'm trying to think. There was another one I thought of, and I was like, oh, shit, what was it? And I forgot. I mean, there was Christine, the car. I would say Maximum Overdrive is not a very scary film of his.
Was it?
no, but it was interesting.
Sometimes they
It was
come back.
entertaining.
Isn't that Stephen King? That was
Yeah.
scary to me.
Yes.
What was that movie? Rose Red, I think it was. It was about a house.
Oh.
That was Stephen King.
That was Stephen King.
That was scary.
That was Stephen King.
Salem's Lot.
That was Stephen
What about Salem's Lot? Do you remember that one?
I do.
Dang, there's a lot of good Stephen King that
I-
made that list.
Salem's
Weird.
Lot. I wasn't like crazy impressed with that.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking another one like from the same era as Flatliners. Is anyone ever see The Prince of Darkness?
No.
No.
what was it about?
Okay, that movie scared the crap out of me. It was about a bunch of college researchers in an abandoned hospital who were trying to find the reason for evil.
Oh, all right.
So they wind up experimenting on a bunch of things and summoning the devil. It scared the crap out of me.
Okay. What about Scream?
That's a Wes Craven, right?
Yeah.
Scream is a
Isn't
good example of well-timed Wes Craven
Jump.
slasher.
Yeah.
There was one he had that was really freaky, and it was the one about I can't remember, but it dealt with like this town, and the guy goes there, and everything's just kind of like messed up. It's because of this alien.
Okay.
I can't remember what the fuck it was called.
What about The Town That Dreaded Sundown?
I haven't seen that.
You haven't? Okay.
No.
I did a long time ago, but I can't remember. I did a long time ago, but I cannot
It was
remember.
a town, I believe it was like in Texas, and it was a
Yes.
guy would murder people after dark.
And that town still shows that movie
Yeah.
every year on a certain, maybe it's Halloween.
Yeah.
They show that
I just remember
movie.
because he like tied somebody up, and he had a trombone, and he had a knife tied to the end of it, and he starts playing the trombone and stabbing it into the person.
Ugh.
That's
Yeah.
some skill, actually. Have you ever played a trombone?
No.
It's kind of creative.
But she, I saw like a lot of obscure movies.
Or
That's
have you,
that's got to be like a list too, like the creative ways of like
Yeah. I mean,
dying in a horror
well,
movie.
I mean, no, it's like it's got to be skill in both ways because it's hard to play the trombone because you need to keep like a stiff arm, but it's also hard to stab something like a knife into a piece of meat slowly. And okay, I may be overthinking this.
You are.
Just a little.
Yeah, and the one thing I think is like, they have The Fly on here. I don't know if I'd consider that a horror film. I don't know.
I don't know. Like I watched Jaws for the first time, like a couple of months ago in the theater. It was at the like downtown 14.
Really?
I didn't think that was all that scary.
Well, that
Well-
was more of like a thriller, right? Or suspense.
I
It
would say
wasn't
no.
horror.
I would say it was a horror film because
I never thought of it as one.
really, I would because
It's more like a monster film. They over-sensationalize the.
I think a lot of it though, the reason why they consider that is because a lot of it is you don't see the shark, and that scares the shit out of you. And the reason why I would put it in the horror film genre is because it made me not want to fucking swim ever. Like the sharks in the pool, I know there are.
It's a
To
clear
this day, if
pool,
I'm
but-
swimming at night, I'm like, and everybody leaves. I'm like, I'm getting into the pool. I don't know. It's hard to, that's interesting. I mean, like you and I were talking, you don't think that Silence of the Lambs is a horror film.
It's a thriller.
You consider it
Yeah,
a thriller.
that's thriller.
Suspense.
Okay.
It's
All
a
right.
suspense, and yeah, And actually, if you get right down to it, it's more of a mystery than anything else. It's a mystery with like suspense aspects.
Okay. But nobody threw out like Psycho. What do you think of that?
Yeah, but I disagree with you, Smiley, because he was a composite of three different. His character was a composite of three different supposedly serial killers.
Yeah.
Now, don't you find the horror of it being the fact that it really could happen? That someone could really be like that?
Well, there are people who really are like that.
That's right. And that to me is terribly terrifying.
Well, I guess no, I don't. I worked as an EMT for a while, and I know there are people like that. So
And they don't scare you.
not anymore.
Now that would scare me, to run across somebody that ate somebody else's liver and then had fava beans. With fava beans. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
And I didn't tell y'all what I put in the lasagna.
some Chianti, nice. No, those kind of. I always see those films more as, I mean, the way they're written is as a mystery, and I never get. I'm so in depth into trying to figure out what's going to happen in the book that I guess I kind of overlook any of the horror themes that are going on. I'm looking for the clues. Like, I grew up with Agatha Christie, so I'm looking
Okay.
for what they're saying. I'm like, okay, he ate someone. I'll file that. And I'm looking at it like completely analytically, so I don't really get any of the horror aspects.
But Agatha Christie and Arthur Conan Doyle actually wrote murder mysteries. Like, I know, but like, okay, here we all sit, and who did it? Who done it, as they call them?
Yeah, that's how they always end it, and they bring everyone in and they describe how the entire event happened. But they do that at the end of the Silence of the Lambs too. They describe how everything happened.
You know, we always know it's Buffalo Bill.
Well, yeah.
Not that we see him all the time, but he's labeled Buffalo Bill.
Yeah.
And-
Wait, is she a great big fat person?
But I vote that the killer in this group is.
Well,
Okay. Well, it's not exactly a whodunit, but it is still. I would consider it a mystery.
yeah. What do you feel about the genre that kind of in the last 5 years has been, well, the last 10 years, the torture porn horror? I mean,
You mean like
Saw and Hostel. And,
Saw, Hostel, Wolf Creek, Human Centipede.
yeah.
Those are just a throwback to like 70s shock horror,
Yeah.
just with way better budgets.
I saw the first Saw film in the theater.
I mean, okay, that was well written.
Well done, and because it was kind of a mystery kind of thing, like at the end. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, you're lazy. Where at the end, the dead body that's in the middle of the room is the actual killer.
And the dude had the key the whole time, or
Yeah.
had access to it,
Right. Yeah, that's right.
and he still had. No, well, I saw this off.
Yeah.
How did he wait? How did he have access to the key?
He woke up with it on his chest.
Oh,
I don't remember that.
I don't either.
He woke up with it on his chest, and the way he woke up was he was drowning in the bath, and the time.
Oh yeah, it fell. It fell. That's right.
It
You're right.
fell into the drain, but the drain had a plug in it, so
Yeah.
the key was always sitting in the bathtub if he ever looked for it.
Yeah, that's right. You're right about that.
So I mean, that's how it was well written. It was like
Yeah.
they had access to their freedom at any time,
That's right.
and he still sawed off his leg.
Yeah.
The doctor. Yeah. I'm sorry, the
Yeah.
doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like the first Saw, and then I just thought they got really fucking out there.
Oh, and then all the ones that came after.
There's like 8 of them now, right?
there's-
Yeah, it's the highest grossing horror franchise of all time.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I saw the first one, but I never cared to see because of who the killer was.
Yeah.
And you automatically know, and
Well.
here I go spoiling it. You automatically know that the man is dying.
Yeah.
And so who could take his place?
Oh, you haven't seen them? They actually wrote
No,
that.
I wouldn't watch it.
They actually wrote that very well.
I wouldn't watch him because I knew that
I haven't seen him.
So what it was is in the first one, they find that woman that escaped. They'd put that thing on her head that it was going to rip her head open.
Oh yeah.
She, because he did that to her, fell in love. Like she changed like her whole attitude on life, and she helped him. Well, the whole movies, all 8 movies take place at the same time. For the most, I don't know if all 8 do, but most of them take place at the same time because he's dying from cancer. So what they do is like, you know, while the first movie's happening, like the other ones are happening too, just different places.
Oh.
So
That-
he doesn't. Yeah,
That is pretty clever actually.
Yeah.
That works.
yeah, and the whole time she was helping him.
who's
after
the
he-
creepy little puppet person?
That's his little, I don't know, alter ego.
Oh,
Yeah, Jigsaw.
Hey, guys,
Yeah.
I want to play a game.
Yeah. So I mean, the way they wrote it is actually kind of interesting because they didn't just like make it someone else. It was like it was all him. He just had it all planned out.
Well, that's pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
I never bothered. Like the first
But it
one
just
was
gets
great.
it gets a little. It's like they kept trying to like top themselves.
The first one. Well, the first one was so well written.
Right.
I was
Better
like,
torture.
Yeah.
It gets out of hand.
Yeah. It's kind of like what was that movie? Final Destination. The first Final Destination was kind of like, okay, wow, and they felt that people when the person in the first one got hit by the bus, that focus groups really like focused on how insane that was. So in all the rest of Final Destinations, they just made the deaths just more extreme, you know.
well, yeah.
I don't think it worked out.
I actually saw. I
cheesy.
wound up seeing all of those, and
I think the worst one was they threw the guy through the barbed wire fence.
I don't.
And it
That's
just-
I was talking about like creative ways of people killing people. Like Final Destination takes the top.
Yeah, when the
billing on
one
that.
with they were replacing a big glass window on a skyscraper, and it fell, and they showed it from the top, crushing the dude. Like, wow.
Oh my god, no.
Yeah.
Well,
that's pretty
I have to applaud the main character in that.
Death.
No, there's. I watched all 4. There's
Yeah.
one person that survives the entire thing, and
Final
that's-
Destination.
and that's why it keeps happening.
Huh. But the one thing I will give Final Destination, from this day on, anytime I'm behind a big, large semi and they have those big logs on it, I'm like, I want to
Yeah.
be not behind this.
Or
truck.
the
There's
steel
a meme.
pipes.
There's a meme of like cars just like lined up behind the big semi with the logs,
Yeah.
and then the meme says like every one of these people. Because there's a lane an open lane, everyone can just
Yeah.
drive by them. But there's like all these people saw fucking Final Destination,
Yeah.
and there's just an empty lane next to this big semi.
Like, no, that's
Oh.
okay. You just keep going.
Oh, that was terrible. Where the log comes off and just goes right through the windshield of that car, and just blood sprays out the back windshield. You're like, damn. Ow. I guess it probably wasn't ow. It was
we have
probably-
a comment from Kristen Rad saying her favorite is The Haunting.
The Haunting. I saw that on there, and I didn't know what it was. I'd never heard it. I'd never seen it. Have you seen The Haunting?
no, no.
He's talking on the microphone.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But Chase keeps taking it away from me.
Well, pull it back. Yeah.
All right.
Have you seen that one? I'm
Do I
trying.
need to slap
I'm
him
trying to think
around or
who
what?
was in it.
It's on a swivel for a reason.
Okay, so I just grab it away from him.
Yeah.
No, is it The Haunting?
Yeah. I
Okay.
saw it on this list, and I
I
didn't know.
could have seen it because I watched so many.
Yeah.
There's like I'm all about the fucking like
I'm kind of in the same category. It sounds familiar,
It
but
does.
the ghost as far as ghost
Yeah.
horrors. I really like that movie The Others.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
That movie was
with
so
Nicole
good.
Kidman.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's weird that feels like it would be an M. Night Shyamalan film, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
'Cause
like
there was
the
all the
weird
twists.
twist.
You're like, oh, whoa.
And then I'll watch it again. Of course, once you find out what the twist is, like you kind of loses like rewatch value. You know, that value drops. But I still love fucking knowing that what the end is. And that's one of the things. Like that's a spoiler I don't want to give out ever, because so many people need to watch that movie and just be like amazed at what happens at the end. And have
What
fun.
the one? Which movie are we talking about?
the
The
others.
Oh, that yeah. it
Yeah, I
is
forgot
good.
about.
But
that
now
one.
wait, let's go back to The Haunting. Just kind of give me.
I don't know. I haven't.
It's not. I haven't. It hasn't loaded yet. I mean, I think I
pull it up.
have seen it, but
It seems,
oh wait,
that sleep study. It's the. I'm doing the
I
same
don't
thing.
know.
Yeah. No, it's the movie. Liam Neeson, Catherine.
Oh.
They all go for that sleep study, and like the house keeps killing them.
That's
like
right.
At one point,
Okay.
a piano wire whips off and like hits the guy in the face, and that's when it all starts happening.
Okay.
The little like cherub
And,
heads try to help him. or
Owen
something.
Wilson, like
I have
the
seen
statue.
this movie.
The statue
Yeah.
I
head
remember this.
rips
That
his
is a
head
good
off.
one.
Okay,
I remember now.
but it's also a remake of a 1963
Mhm.
film.
I
Yeah, that's
knew
the original.
I knew it was a remake.
Okay,
I mean, I grew up on Hammer films.
I don't know what that is.
Oh.
I know the Hammer films. You're talking about the Dracula.
Oh
the-
yeah.
And oh yeah, Christopher Plummer and no
Vincent Price.
Yeah, yeah.
And
The House on Haunted Hill.
Christopher
Boris
Lee
Karloff, yeah,
and
Christopher Lee.
Okay, what's a Hammer film?
no, there was
they were
there's-
made in England.
There's
okay.
another plumber, right? It's who's
It's
the third
Christopher
one?
Lee,
Christopher
Ray
Lee.
Plummer. I'm just kidding.
not Plummer. I'm sorry, wrong actor. But
Jake Plummer.
It's Christopher Lee, Vincent Price, and
Boris Karloff and
Boris
Peter
Karloff.
Lorre.
Okay.
Who's he? He's got the. I'm trying to make. He's got like a really.
Vincent
Vincent Price.
No, it's not Vincent Price. It's one with the mustache.
Vincent Price has a mustache.
There's the. Oh,
Maybe it's Vincent Price, Smiley.
it isn't. There's another one.
It's Vincent. Oh, you're talking about Vincent Price.
Poor Smiley.
You shut it. No, there.
I've never seen any of these movies.
You've never seen any Hammer films.
No,
The
I
Hammer
haven't either. I haven't
films?
either.
They are so hokey.
That sounds like a porn genre,
Oh no, they're not.
or like a Hammer.
Well, okay, well this is how long and how much I've been watching horror films. I've watched everything from the classics, like before they were even hokey, just
Like
like
the
the
Wolfman?
the original. Yeah, even the Wolfman. Like that wasn't hokey when I watched it. Like the first time I saw it, I didn't think it was hokey at all. It was this.
What about the Mummy and
No.
I mean the old one?
Mm.
Yeah, I'm
No,
talking
I
about.
know
can
it's shit.
remember as far as the Mummy goes, it was showing like during the holiday, like on a Thanksgiving or something like that, where we were all at my grandmother's, and of course the parents loved to send us to the movies.
Yeah.
I mean that was the neatest thing. We didn't know they liked it, but
Oh no, I grew up the same
I
way.
wanted to go see the Mummy.
Here's
and-
$10. Go away.
And all of my aunts kept saying, "Well, no, because little Hooter over here has nightmares
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything." And
Cooter.
little Hooter is the
No.
one that ended up in prison.
Oh wow.
You know, later
Because
in
you guys
life.
watched The Mummy.
No.
Fucked his
no.
brain all up.
But it's like what? You can see the zipper in the back of the costume.
Oh yeah. So
Oh, are you talking about the Black Lagoon or something?
Yeah, the monster from the Black
I-
Lagoon.
I think-
Was
Creature
that the
from
name?
Is it blue? No, Black
yeah.
Lagoon. something different.
Creature.
So
yeah.
I have the top 20 highest grossing horror movies of all time. I want to roll down this list real quick. I mean, and there's a lot of sequels, of course. The number 20 is Saw 2 at $87 million. Number 19 is Scream 3 at $89 million. 18 is The Haunting at $91 million. 17 is The Others, $96 million. Number 16, Sleepy Hollow, $101 million.
Sleepy Hollow is a horror film?
It's a romance.
No.
The Johnny Depp one.
No, it's Ichabod Crane, like
Yeah.
the newest one.
I thought Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula. I thought
Yeah.
that was a romance. I thought it was a love story.
Yeah.
But everybody says no, it was.
Yeah. Well, Frankenstein's also
Well, it was a
not a
little
horror
gruesome.
film either.
No.
It was not considered a horror film, a horror book. It was not meant to be horror.
But I'm wondering if there's Stephen King on that.
Number 15, Scream 2 at 101 million point four. Number 14, Scream at 103 million. Number 13, Paranormal Activity number 3, 104 million. Number 12, Interview with the Vampire, 105 million. That one I don't know if I'd consider a horror.
Yeah, I don't think that's a
I
horror.
don't.
either. It's a
I
good
would-
movie, but not a horror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's scary watching them drink all that fake blood, but
Yeah. 11, Paranormal Activity, the first one, $107 million. Number 10, The Grudge at $110 million. Number 9, The Village at $114 million. I don't know if I
What?
consider
Also
that
not
a
a horror.
Yeah. Yeah.
Suspense mystery.
suspense mystery.
Yeah.
Number 8, Van Helsing at $120 million.
Okay, that is definitely not a horror at
Yeah.
all.
No.
Number 7, Shutter Island at $128 million.
Okay, that one
that
was
was good.
frightening.
Yeah.
That was
Number 6, The Ring at $129 million.
yes, it was a horror, but I didn't really like it.
Number 5, The Blair Witch Project, $140 million.
That movie was awful.
Number 4, What Lies Beneath, $155 million. This one kind of blows my mind because if this is what they made, this is in 1973. The Exorcist, $232 million.
Holy shit!
Number 2, Jaws, $260 million. And coming in at number 1, the most highest grossed horror film, which I also do not consider as a horror film, The Sixth Sense, $293 million. Number 1 horror film. I don't consider that a horror film.
No, not really.
There's a couple of jumpy parts in there.
Is that
maybe.
because it has ghosts,
Ghosts
in it?
Yeah.
Well, you realize? Okay, I just learned this.
2 M Night Shyamalan movies on
Having
Yeah.
a ghost in your movie means you can't market it in certain countries.
Yeah.
there? Really?
Because of their religious beliefs.
Oh, that's weird.
So it's amazing that The Sixth Sense, seen as it basically couldn't have been aired in like half the
I'm
world.
going to make a horror film for the Native Americans. It's just going to be full of cactuses.
I would.
Don't
Look at them!
What Chris
No.
is talking about is the Navajo superstition: if you look at a cactus, you'll go blind
Go blind.
or
But that's
die.
only
Or
the
die.
men.
Or
right?
die. Or die.
But that's only the men. Ladies, the ladies can look at it, right?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm the way I heard it. Just you don't look at a
You don't look at
cactus or you go
cactuses.
blind.
You don't talk to animals,
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
and because
I'm going to put talking animals
You don't
talking to
look at
cactuses.
You don't look at the.
And we just recently had a lunar eclipse here, and
I didn't leave the house.
and you're not supposed to leave the house. You're not supposed to eat or drink. The funny thing, that night we went with Billy, the other Billy,
Oh, yeah.
and you're not supposed to eat drink. So I was drinking beer and eating pizza, and outside looking at the eclipse while doing both.
Oh.
Did you die, Billy?
Witches
Did
are
you
coming
die?
for you, man. Witches are coming for you.
Genius.
I stayed in my house.
But you probably ate and drank.
I did,
But if you're in your house, can you eat and drink, or are you just supposed to
You're
not
not,
do?
you're not supposed to do anything. I don't know what you're supposed to be doing. I guess how it
Oh.
went back in the old days
you
is
just hide back in your bed.
You just sit in your house and just chill. I don't know.
What about that movie, 13 Ghosts?
I like that.
I'm trying to remember.
Oh, it's
Shalup.
Peter Cushing was the one I was trying to think of. It's Christopher Lee, Peter
What about
Cushing, and Vincent Price.
Jeepers
Oh.
Creepers
Good
was
ones.
that was a big one.
This is another movie that I really like.
Jeepers Creepers.
I'm looking at most underrated.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's scary.
I'm looking at most underrated of all time now. Frailty with Matthew McConaughey.
That's a good one, but I still think that's more of like a murder thriller.
I don't think so at all. Because the dad's. I don't know.
That's a good
I don't
movie.
know. I love that movie though.
I mean, it's definitely a good movie, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
really call that.
Was it scary? You guys talking about like, is it a horror? Was it scary?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then it is. Well, I guess
They have the
Okay.
Faculty listed as a horror movie. Would you consider that?
no.
Yeah, it has aliens taking over teachers and brainwashing college or high school students.
And he kills them with drugs.
And that had Jon Stewart in it, so it's fine.
Oh yeah, it did.
That's
He
right.
was totally in there.
That's true. True story.
And then the thing is, there's like a crossover. Like they try to make like, I guess, horror comedies.
Oh yeah,
kind
okay.
of-
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
I
like
love
Drag
that.
Me
There's
to
so
Hell?
many, though.
well, like Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
Any Sam Raimi movie, basically.
And like I would think like Freddy, like all the versus Jasons or whatever are
Oh
pretty
yeah,
funny.
those are terrible.
Freddy vs. Jason is amazing.
I like actually Freddy vs. Jason's amazing.
I love that. I love that movie.
I want to say that I feel like Jason X, Jason in Space, where he goes, that's actually a comedy. I believe. if you've never seen it, I laughed so hard in the theater.
Me too.
Chase, can I get a beer from you?
Mike and I want to know if anyone in this little group here knows the name Bela Lugosi.
Well, yeah, of course.
Of course.
And what character did he play?
What character
Dracula.
didn't he play? He
Dracula?
was Bela Lugosi.
He's most famous for.
He's most famous for Dracula.
Okay.
I want to suck your blood.
Yes.
That guy.
I mean, classic.
Then he died
Yes.
while filming Plan 9 from Outer Space,
Oh my.
and then they just made it to where he just walked. They just showed his same scene where he's walking as the vampire over and over again. Was that Bela Lugosi? I believe it was.
Yes.
Ed Wood. You were talking about one. What was the movie you were saying that we were talking about Vacancy
Vacancy, yeah.
earlier, where they check into the motel and they're just making like snuff films.
Yeah, the people come in and they basically trap them in the room and film them killing
Yeah.
the people in the room.
Right. And then like put the tapes in the room for the next people, and they find it, and I saw it in the theater, and I can't remember if I liked it or not.
I liked it enough to buy it. Like it, and well, my favorite part about the movie was the fact that it had two A-list actors in it. So
Luke Wilson and can't remember wasn't it?
Liv Tyler? Oh no, that's not
Yeah, it was Liv Tyler. I'm
Was
pretty
it?
Sure. I'll look it up, but I think that is it.
But the suspense came in because, I mean, this is what I really appreciate from a good horror film is not knowing what's going to happen.
Right.
Oh, it was Kate Beckinsale.
That's what I was
Oh,
trying to
okay.
think. I was trying to think she was.
So
Liv Tyler was at The Strangers.
it was, the entire thing was being done as like, one of those like slasher films where everyone dies at the end.
Mhm.
But you're like, wait, these are both big name actors. They're not gonna kill them, or wait, are they? Or and then, so it gives you. It actually gave me like, are they gonna make it away? But I'm like, that's not really how the story's going. Like, they're not gonna make a miraculous escape here. They're
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of doomed. Oh wait, they're really gonna kill off two A-list actors? Holy crap!
Another movie I won't watch.
Now you ruined it for me.
Because I'm not.
I didn't tell you what happened
I'm
at the
not
end.
too
I just
keen.
told you the suspense that I felt.
I am not too keen on torture, so it's really hard for me to watch that kind of stuff. But like when you say torture porn, isn't like Rob Zombie like a big name as far as that stuff?
What's that movie?
House with Thousand Corpses.
I've never seen that movie because I always heard it was terrible.
It's not bad.
I actually loved The Devil's Rejects though.
It's really graphic. That's all.
Yeah. Did you like The Devil's Rejects?
Yeah.
I actually like that.
that one's a little.
Too extreme for me.
Yeah, it's a bit extreme.
Devil's Rejects?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like right up there with The Hills Have Eyes. I'm like,
Oh
that's
god, see, I won't watch that
little
either.
too much.
I
It's
felt
not
like The
that
Devil's
scary.
Rejects was kind of like a throwback to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I felt like he was really trying to go for that. I liked it, but
I don't know. It's like I call it like the Juggalo horror movie. The
Oh, okay.
Juggalos, the dark carnival of
Oh, did you
horror
guys
movies.
see the remake of The Hills Have Eyes?
No, I will not watch it.
That is like literally horrifying. Like my jaw was dropped so far. I think I might have been drooling on myself. I was like,
See, I won't watch any of that. I think I would be like, why would they show this?
I watched it. I watched it in the theater,
Wow.
and midway through, there is a scene so graphic and horrific that half the theater left.
Really?
Just got up and left the theater.
No shit.
It's the single most.
Was there like, I'm not saying what race they were, but was someone went, oh hell no, and just got up and walked out?
No, it was the whole theater was
Really?
speechless, and you just
I
just
kind of want to see it
heard
now, but I kind of don't want to see it now.
I just heard people getting up and like marching out to
shit.
and walking. I just watched them walk by me, and I'm like, and I just have my job and all.
You were talking about one earlier that you like and I don't. The Descent.
The Descent.
What? You don't like
You
I
don't.
did not.
You
like
did
it.
not like The Descent?
No.
The one about the creatures on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I love that stuff when they go down there and they're trapped and they got to find their way out and they're battling some crazy creatures.
Oh
It's always a
yeah.
good time.
Well,
I didn't like it.
it's my. Well, the thing is, it's my dual fear of like claustrophobia and the dark, and it all comes like the monsters.
That carnival.
The monsters are just like a background of the
Yeah.
danger that they're already in, and the fact that they got trapped underground with no way out.
Yeah. And then you think the one person no one made it out, right?
Yeah.
I thought they were
One of the girls made it up.
Okay.
I
They were
take
all
it.
girls, weren't they?
I take it you haven't seen Descent 2.
No, I haven't. Did she go back down? I'm doing this again.
In fact, yes.
Wow.
Oh my.
In fact, yes, because the basic premise is the law enforcement people don't believe a deranged, covered in blood lady saying that all of her friends were killed by cave monsters. So they're
Okay.
like, all right, show us where it is. No. Well, you have to, or you're going to jail forever. It's here. It's over here. Come with us.
Oh gosh.
So it's in some ways it's just as bad. You're like, oh, no, you really don't want her in there again.
Wow. What do you think is the best? Well, okay, like what about Hellraiser?
Ooh. That one made me turn a little bit. Not
I
killing them
like
up
it
there in the-
visually.
Right. This is where you and I probably agree. I'm like, well, where's the story here?
Yeah, it's
Come on, Clive Barker.
It's very well done.
Yeah.
It's well done, but I mean, there's nothing in the story that actually frightens me.
No.
Some dude found a box. Now he's going to hell.
There's all sorts of those kind of like 80s
Yeah.
B-movie horror movies, like Phantasm.
Phantasm. Phantasm actually was like from the 70s.
Yeah, yeah.
And it bled into the 80s.
Yeah,
The ball is back.
the bone's coming for you.
Critters, I think, was a big
Oh,
thing.
Critters was fun.
Yeah, man. Leonardo DiCaprio got to start in Critters 3.
That's right, yeah.
Leprechaun.
Leprechaun.
See, I never saw any of those. Were
I
they
never
any good?
saw the Leprechaun movies.
Leprechaun, the very
actually.
first one, had Jennifer Aniston.
You didn't miss anything.
But yeah, they would always be like on the USA Up All Night.
Yeah,
those.
yeah. Critters. What's the other?
You're
big
saying
one?
it all. You're saying it's wrong. You're saying
Kill
you're saying it
Kreitz.
wrong.
Kill Kreitz.
USA up all night.
Yeah. Kill Kreitz. I've seen Critters a lot. The Hungry Heifer. Remember the restaurant?
No, but that sounds
The
awesome.
Hungry Heifer. We won't give you a bum steer. That was a little advertisement.
I don't remember that.
I've seen Critters a lot, man. What was the other? There's a bunch of those just bad, like little creature. What do you say is like the best creature? Well, right about the end of the first
Gremlin.
hour.
Let's tease. Like best creature.
Best creature horror film.
Are we
Of all
talking? Are we talking creature or monster?
Monster, creature, whatever.
Okay.
Monster.
Okay.
Um,
I will think about it.
you guys have anything to plug coming up?
Not really. Gosh, I'm kind of done with shows till I get book one
Yeah.
again.
My dance group will be dancing at the National Hispanic Cultural Center on this upcoming Friday, I believe at 7. We'll be doing an outdoor performance first in the plaza and then inside at the stage. I'm not sure what the ticket price is. And then the following day, we will be dancing at the Marigold Parade if you'd like to see
yeah.
us. Also on Thursday, me and Chris are going to be
that's right.
emceeing
That's
I'm sorry, Chris and I will be emceeing a costume contest and pumpkin carving contest at the Brickyard in Albuquerque. And as always, on Wednesday, we'll be at the Distillery 365 doing 10 Drink
Hey,
versus
doing all the plugs.
Humanity.
Thanks.
Oh, and I want to make it clear that this year, and there's been a lot of rumors out there, but yes, the Marigold Parade is not just for white people.
It's true. True story.
Anybody can come.
Anybody can come.
Anybody can come.
Despite what you've heard, it's for everybody, not
It's
just
for
white
everybody,
people.
not just white people.
Can I come too, Billy?
Well, you're. I thought you were gonna be the. What was it, the master of ceremonies?
Yeah.
Or the whatever the.
You're
what's
gonna
the-
judge. You're gonna judge the best Johnny Tapia style float.
Oh no.
No. What's that person that the when they have a parade? There's the big honcho. What do they?
Yeah, master of ceremonies.
No. It's like a.
I
Float
can't-
Master?
No, I know what he's saying. I can't think of it. We'll figure it out. But yeah, definitely come Distillery 365 on Wednesday, 7:30. We do Cards Against Humanity. Check us out on tendrinkminimum.com. You can add us on any kind of social media right there and listen in for the second hour. We definitely drink. We do this show. You should definitely drink when you listen as well. But always remember,
Never get too drunk to jerk. 10drinkminimum.com.
You have grown old, an honest man can relate. I think you should make it known hard. My head's gonna take it in stride, 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 stride. From the bottom up, take it down, throw it on the ground, tie it all around. Arms wrong. My anger told me not to fight claim. It told me not to sing out the song to make me take it all in. Stride, 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 stride. Huge shots, stride. Take the fall now, see how the times have grown. I used to know
Live from Kendrick Metal Studios, here are the four horsemen of the Podocalypse. Billy, Chris, Chase, and Smiley.
Are we back where we?
We are back for
Yeah.
the second hour of the 10 Drink Spooky Edition.
Spooky.
I just like that word spooky. Spooky.
Yeah, I would say yeah, that's pretty cool. So we were teasing at the end of the first hour, like who do we think is like the biggest horror like monsters of all time? I mean, definitely in my mind you have Jeepers Creepers pops up.
The clown from It, wouldn't that be a...
The clown from It's pretty
That's
big.
Oh, yeah.
crap out of me.
Um,
I hate clowns.
then there was Pumpkinhead. I don't know.
Man.
I was kind of disappointed in that film.
What?
Yeah.
How were you disappointed in Pumpkinhead?
I don't know. I haven't seen it in 20 years, so I probably would like it. I don't know.
I never thought of clowns as scary
Yeah.
until I saw a very hokey movie a long time ago called Clowns from Outer Space.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Killer Clowns
Yes,
from Outer Space.
that-
yeah.
that, and
I've seen it recently.
It was so hokey.
It's terrible, but it's terrible in a good way.
It's kind of scary. I mean, it's sort of the beginning of the comedic
Yeah.
slasher genre.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny to hurt things.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like, but they killed things with cotton corn.
Oh no,
like,
the other one he does it with shadow puppets.
yeah.
He like raw and eats them.
Ooh, gross. But before we end the show, and I know that after last year's show that just it wasn't actually on the air.
Will you go open the front door for Joel?
Mike told y'all a story. Told Billy and
Oh yeah, when
yeah, and it is scary.
Yeah.
It really happened because he does not believe in any of
Right.
this. So if it all possible, can he tell that?
We'll do it near the end of the second hour. Is that
That's
fine?
what I
Yeah,
was
we'll tease
saying at the end.
that. Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
fine. But best movie monsters. Who do you stands out?
This is a hard one because my mom is more of the monster movie aficionado.
Yeah.
She has more monster movies than I can even count. Like, and I even helped her catalog them when she like moved to Belize.
Okay.
Um,
I'm trying to think of like who are the big ones.
It's hard. I'm like, what are you gonna put as a monster?
Well, I mean, like definitely Jeepers Creepers is a monster.
Okay.
I don't know, I would think, like-
werewolves are those. I mean, because usually they're unthinking beasts, right? That's
Right.
a monster. Just
Right.
comes.
So what would be the best werewolf?
Well,
Bet.
Well, he's not. I don't know.
Freddy's definitely would be a monster, though, right?
I don't know if I. Yeah.
That one-
yeah, it's monster. I want to know. I'm so glad they came out with those versus movies because I want to know who would win
Yeah.
between, like, say Michael Myers and like Jason.
Yeah. Well, they don't. Yeah. That one didn't happen, but
All right,
But I'm
well,
saying I have those questions.
yeah.
I can tell you what my favorite one is,
Okay.
but it is a foreign movie.
Okay.
It's a Korean movie. It's called The Host.
Yeah.
And that is hands down my favorite monster movie. It's think of it like Godzilla but with good effects.
Okay.
And it's like a giant squid beast that is just eating people out of the bay.
Okay. What about like what was the one where it was a found footage movie? Came out about 8 years ago, where they're filming and then the monster's destroying New York.
The tomato that ate New York?
That was a pretty good one, actually. The Tomato That Ate New York.
I'm sorry, is this a tomato that ate New York?
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
No.
Oh.
What is it? It was a big monster movie. You didn't see the monster.
Yeah.
They're running from it.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't. No, I didn't like that.
Cloverfield.
Cloverfield.
Actually. It was Cloverfield. I did not like that, actually.
No.
I liked it. Favorite monster of all time, in my opinion, is that bullshit that happened in Phantoms.
I haven't seen Phantoms. Is
Oh
that
my-
Ben Affleck?
Ben Affleck Phantoms?
Yeah. Oh, it's so
yeah,
good.
I forgot
Is it?
about that.
Oh man, it's so tight. I think it's one.
Phantoms is good.
It's one of those like movies you're just kind of like, oh man, this is really funny, and I'd say necessarily funny. It's just kind of like the monster.
Campy.
The monster was very
I've
interesting.
never seen that movie, and people always talk about how good it is.
Oh yeah, you're bombing Phantoms.
Yeah, it was. You were the bomb in Phantoms.
Ben Affleck. Yeah, it was a big Kevin Smith joke, but yeah, it's,
Thank you.
It's the bomb in Phantoms, yo.
That but that was a good point. That was a good one. I forgot about
that
it.
monster and and the cool thing, it kind of like goes back to like all those disappearings that happen like without history, like the
Yeah.
Roanoke, the the entire village disappeared. There's always those stories like in history. I don't know if necessarily if it's all necessarily true or not, but it's just like you have entire villages disappear without a trace, and like like shit, like people left their food on their table, and it kind of goes into those that kind of
Oh,
Okay.
I actually just saw. It was actually probably should have been a B horror film on Netflix. That is like based on one of those like people just leave the town and don't come back.
Yeah. What about Slither?
Slither is a great movie, but I don't think I'd classify it as a horror.
Isn't
Oh,
it like
really?
comedy horror?
It's
There's like a
but
little
it's
bit of funniness.
it's more comedy than horror.
Yeah.
Plus, it's
Well, like Monster
sci-fi.
Squad.
But the monster in Slither is actually pretty terrifying. Like shoots a little dart in you.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like a comedy take on
like-
what is like a really terrifying movie, which was Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Okay.
With the first one is good, but I actually one of the few times I prefer the remake with what's that tall, lanky Canadian dude?
I don't know.
Sponda Kiefer.
Oh, Donald Sutherland.
Donald
Yeah, that's a
Sutherland.
great one. At the end when he's like, ah.
Yeah, you're like, okay, they're good, and he's
Yeah.
like, oh, you made it.
Yeah.
yeah, that was grotesque. Another one was Dreamcatcher, like the monster in that.
I don't think I've seen that
I
one.
don't think I've
You
seen
haven't
that
seen
one.
Dreamcatcher?
No.
No.
I haven't seen that either.
Whoa.
What?
Chase.
Wow, Chase.
Wow. Look at hipster over here.
No,
So
that's
Chase-
a pretty popular movie.
I was watching Dreamcatcher before it's fucking cool.
You guys never? Oh wow,
Chase-
there's like a pretty big cast in it and everything.
Chase with the Wind. What's Dreamcatcher?
I'm trying to think of the cast. So it's got Morgan Freeman.
Okay.
He's the bad guy.
What?
Yeah, and then there's
I was going to murder the whole family that day.
and they were okay with it because of
Get
my
busy
voice.
killing or get busy dying.
Wow, yeah, I'm totally blown away. You guys never seen Dreamcatcher?
No.
I haven't. It might be because Dreamcatcher makes me think of Native Americans, and then Native American horror makes me not want to even acknowledge it and like look at the ground.
Maybe you guys are
Yeah.
So the cast was Morgan Freeman, Thomas Jane, Jason Lee was in it, as well as
Oh shit, hell yeah.
Well, give us a synopsis. I've never seen this movie.
there's these four friends, and they meet this kid who's kind of special, and they call him, I think his name was Dudley in it, actually, and they called him
Okay.
Duddits. And he was like this special kid, but he ends up being an alien at the end who
Oh.
defeats the evil alien.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing movie.
Interesting.
It is
I have
Timothy
no-
Olyphant's in it.
very good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great cast. Why have I not seen this?
Yeah, I don't know. Nor have I.
I actually had just recently, because they kept calling me Duddits.
Oh,
they would make. I was like, I don't get it. You,
Oh, because your last
so
name's
they, yeah,
Dudley.
my
I'd
last
say,
name's
I'd say
Dudley.
probably one of the scarier movie monsters of all time is the Alien Queen.
Oh, I would any alien
Yeah.
in the Alien franchise. Those are,
Yeah.
I mean, they're
Predator.
I wouldn't really a horror film. Kind of an action.
You guys seen Tucker and Dale versus Evil?
I have.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good. That was probably one of the
Tucker and Dale.
movies
Yeah.
that I've seen.
Yeah, if you're gonna talk, you have to talk on a microphone. Otherwise, people
uh,
are not hearing what you're saying and they don't know what's going on.
Oh, I was just bringing up Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good.
I don't. I saw it. I thought I was kind of disappointed. I don't know if I liked it.
I liked it.
Yeah.
well,
it's
I
not
would-
Really a scary thing,
I wouldn't-
but
I
it's,
wouldn't-
but it's quite. It's just a funny like gag B movie.
Gotta turn it up. Yeah, you gotta get right up to it.
I wouldn't call that a horror movie though.
No.
That is more of a lampoon spoof.
Yeah.
There's no real horror aspects in it.
No. Just kind of. Yeah.
I mean, it's the same way like when I watched what was it Cabin in the Woods.
Everybody
was-
loved that, and I did not like it.
I think the ending just threw me off, and I was like, oh, this is not just your typical.
I liked it, but it
Messed up
was. I didn't think it fell like right smack dab in
Yeah.
a horror category.
Everybody's like, it was genius. I'm like,
No, it definitely wasn't genius, but it was a twist.
All right.
Maybe M.
I thought it-
Shyamalan did
I thought it was a good movie, but not. It doesn't like fall just in the horror category.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not a horror movie. More of like a funny spoof movie based on horror movies.
yeah.
Right, like
So
the
they
wrong
did,
turn
like,
and all
get a
that
lot
good
of those
stuff.
Cool elements and like parody them. But not
Yeah,
not
it's
horror, not really
The
scary.
group of teens that have to fight for lives. But as far as creatures go, my favorite for horror films ever are zombies. I mean, those are
Zombies?
creatures for all intents and purposes, right?
No, yeah.
They're
you are
reanimated
correct.
dead
Yeah,
bodies.
The reanimated dead.
That's true. What's your favorite zombie movie then?
You know, I was just thinking about that. There's a lot, but the 28 Days Later, and a lot of people don't like running
I like
fast
that one. I
zombies.
like that one because they were fast.
Yeah,
It's
they don't like that.
jeez,
It's
that
like,
was
no,
actually
zombies was-
scary.
That
Like-
if they
Well, that's
can-
what makes them scary.
hordes of them running at you. That's effing terrifying.
Yeah.
I would definitely agree with that.
I thought
I'm-
28 Days Later was pretty badass.
Yeah,
I didn't
and
watch
20
the
weeks.
sequel. I didn't
weeks
watch the
it was
sequel.
fine. It didn't top it, but it was
No,
fine.
28 Days Later was badass though. I was like,
They didn't have to make a
oh,
sequel.
when that little bit drops in that dude's eye, and then you're
Man,
like,
that's all it took. And you were so sad because he was such a cool guy.
Yeah.
Saving everyone's ass. He had a daughter.
He turns around, says, "I love you, and you need to run away right now."
You gotta
Yeah,
go.
You gotta go.
And then the guards put him down.
And that is I would agree with that. That is my favorite zombie movie, because then it also goes into like the other aspect. I consider zombie movies. I mean, they are horror movies, but they're more towards like they're more like natural disaster movies.
I'm gonna go with you on that.
How the survivors handle them.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
the storyline is all about human reactions to extreme situations.
I'll go with you on that.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think is the most?
So it's like when I saw the Towering Inferno
Oh,
as a
okay.
kid.
Yeah,
It's
the
just-
fire is the zombies.
Yeah, the fire is the zombies.
Fire is the zombies. What do you think is the one of some of the most overrated horror films you've ever seen? Like people are like, "Oh, you got to see this. It's fucking amazing," and you see it and you're like, "I did not think that was amazing." For me, I'm gonna say Cabin in the Woods.
I'm gonna say Jaws.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know.
Wow. Our friend Joel, he's got a.
Hostel. I didn't ever care for those movies.
But that's
I
we
thought
yeah
they
we
were-
talked earlier. We were talking
Oh,
about
you
how like
guys
that whole
already
no
covered that?
we were talking about the whole genre is kind of like
Yeah, it's more
The torture porn
torture
thing.
porn.
gratuitous than that's
Yeah.
good,
Yeah.
good terminology for it. Yeah, that's more how I felt about it. It's not really
Yeah.
And-
scary. It's just gross to be gross, right?
It's shocking. It's a throwback to the 70s slasher films.
Right.
That
How far can we take it?
just with like
Make you
a lot better
cringe.
special effects.
I'm gonna say The Exorcist. No, I'm just kidding.
The Chucky
God.
series, the child.
But yeah, I think I did like Cabin in the Woods. It was
Really?
Yeah, it was one of
I
my
liked it,
favorite.
but I wasn't watching a horror. I was like, how are they all gonna die? This is gonna be fun.
I like it. Nobody's really brought up The Omen. The Omen was when I was a kid. That was a pretty.
That's because it frightens me.
Yeah.
I've only seen the remake with Liev Schreiber.
Liev Schreiber's in the remake.
He's the father in the remake.
Ooh.
And he's the governor, father, or whatever.
My favorite actor, Jew, Liev Schreiber. All right.
Yep.
I wasn't aware they made a remake.
I was not aware either.
Wow.
They made
How
the
am I
remake.
schooling you guys on
The
horror
original.
movies? I
The
don't watch
original. There
this
was
stuff.
3 of them.
Yeah,
believe.
Omen 1, 2, and 3.
Damien.
Damien.
But yeah, children are the scariest.
Yeah,
Oh.
Children and dolls.
Children of the Corn. No
And
one has brought that
statues.
one up.
Got Village of the Damned.
See, I didn't get scared by Children of the Corn at all, but I was
Really?
like, man, kids could totally take over.
Children of the Damned or Village of the Damned and Children of the Corn, same ideas. I'm not scared of children.
Yeah.
Only when they die and come back possessed.
So if like a little kid with white hair and like red eyes was staring at you, you'd just be
Yeah,
like,
that's fucking scared
just-
the fucking shit out of me.
you would just punt them.
Why would I even feel threatened?
You're
They already got you an advantage. You're overconfident.
physically
gonna-
inferior
they're
than
gonna
me.
come with it.
Why am I scared of you?
I go out of my way to be a celebrity. If people are staring at me, I'm like, sweet, that kid knows who I am.
But now, Smiley, the dude with the red eyes that they're talking about staring at you, are you trying to tell us that when you look in the mirror in the mornings, sometimes there's a red-eyed monster staring at you?
I am not a
killer
monster.
inside.
No, honey, I just said, is there one staring at you?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I mean, I do like to look at myself, but sometimes my cat's staring. He has green eyes.
Oh,
Ooh, Cat's Eye. We didn't ever talk about Cat's Eye. Remember Cat's
Oh,
Eye?
that was tight.
The little troll.
Yeah, that was cool.
And his little knife.
I thought I loved that story.
I'm not saying no. I'm saying we didn't.
I didn't
talk
find it a horror story at all. I just made it love my cat more.
about- Really.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the cat kills him, kills the troll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the cat kills the troll.
and again, we're back to Stephen King.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. It was Drew Barrymore. Cat's Eye. I remember that one. Then there was Monkey Shines.
Oh, I loved Monkey Shines.
Yeah.
With the dude in the wheelchair
Yeah.
gets a pet monkey to help him around the house.
Why did the monkey go crazy? Was it they put the?
His friend was a college researcher that was this was a recurring theme in the 80s, doing experiments on the monkey to increase its intelligence. So the monkey got intelligent enough to increase its own intelligence, and then it started offing people.
Oh, that's right. That did bad things to the guy in the wheelchair, right?
Yeah, he was, and the thing about it was the monkey was just really trying to help the dude.
Yeah, man. Just fucking appreciate the monkey.
But
That guy cut you off in traffic. Stab him.
but the
It was kind of like that though. The monkey, right?
the monkey was trying to help him out,
Yeah.
but
Because he was quadriplegic.
the monkey didn't have very good morals, so
No,
it was just offing people.
I don't know if you've met very many monkeys, but their morals are pretty suspect.
Yeah, the monkey was like offing his girlfriend and offing his best.
That's
and, like,
true.
he just started off. It's like nope, killed his mom.
That's
and-
right. That's right. But they always look like kind of accidents or some shit.
Yeah, the monkey was really smart.
That's
That's why it's called Monkey Shine.
Monkey shines. Like he shines. Like he's doing good. Like look how kick ass this monkey is. Monkey shines. He's shining.
So,
Shine bright like a diamond, monkey.
so I mean, like, I guess technically that's a horror movie, but I thought it was inspiring.
Yeah. You know what? You know what?
I want to be that monkey.
You know what? You change the music of that movie, you got a whole different movie.
Probably.
You do some Rocky music in the background,
Dun,
some montage
dun,
that monkey's
dun.
working out.
dun, dun,
This monkey's just saving this man's life.
dun.
Yeah.
He's got no idea.
Yeah.
You know, I thought of that a couple of days ago. Would horror movies be scary if the music was taken away?
Probably not.
Not all of them.
Would love stories be love stories if the music was taken away?
Right.
No, they'd just be like, oh,
That's Billy. Billy's
that would just be public shows of affection.
I've
oh,
s-
why are they doing
Billy
that?
scored a film. He knows.
Yeah, I know the importance of music and I guess the mood and how you want it to take effect on the viewer. So if you put like really funny clown music to like a death scene and it leaves you're like
Billy, that's exactly what you get. The Benny Hill. Jason's all chasing around all fast. Yes. Yes.
Or if you put like the intro to Baby got back. Dun, 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 dun. Just
Baby
real-
got back, and he's like stabbing her.
That actually, no, that's
So
kinda warped.
who do you think is the biggest, like the best scream queen? I guess is the phrase of all time. I mean, there's the girl from the Nightmare on Elm Street films. There's Jamie Lee Curtis.
I'm sorry. What was the question again?
Like in most of the horror films of the '80s, the final character or whatever was always a woman. And like Jamie Lee Curtis comes to my mind as like one of the biggest of all time.
Well, yeah. I mean, she outlived the entire series.
She did, right? Did she make it all the way through?
Yep.
I want to say
No, Jason kills her, doesn't he? Comes to her like psychiatric.
You mean Michael Myers?
Or Michael Myers?
Michael Myers.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she died.
No, she doesn't die in the first one.
She doesn't die in the first one.
She didn't die in the third one
Yeah,
because
she
it's
doesn't
not even
die.
about
she
that.
does, but I think it's in Halloween H2O.
Did she die in H2O? Wait,
I think so.
I watched that movie. She doesn't die in that.
Okay. She dies later, but she does die.
She dies in
eventually.
H2O?
Wow.
No, maybe not H2O.
Well, there's also the girl who was in
But
Nightmare on Elm Street.
And later, there's only been like 100.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but maybe she did.
Yeah. That's
I'm
where the
waiting for
difference.
someone to use their smartphone.
In Nightmare on Elm Street, like Nightmare on Elm Street. They didn't always have the same girl, but she would show up in them, right?
Yeah, the one that survived from the first Nightmare on Elm Street
I know she's in the first three.
was, definitely the first three.
What's the best Nightmare on Elm Street?
The first one,
I like the first one, and weirdly, I like the third one,
Dream Warriors.
the Dream Warriors.
That was kind of cool. Okay,
We're
and
the
this
Dream Warriors.
is the reason why, which is very juvenile, but there was a dog peeing fire,
There's a dog being fire.
and I was like, I love this movie.
Yes. So yeah, the thing with Friday the 13th though is they never had a character except for Jason that went from movie to movie.
Well, that's because in the Friday the 13th series, Jason was a metaphor for basically the wrath of God.
You think so, huh? Yeah.
Well, okay. If you had sex, he killed you.
You did drugs, killed you.
He killed you. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you sinned, he came and killed you. That was it.
That's why I
the
think,
only people that ever survived
Yeah.
were the ones that weren't doing wrong.
right. I think that the greatest scene that in Jason X, Jason in Space, where I lost it, is where they have like a holodeck, kind of like the Star Trek series.
Oh, I remember that.
And Jason shows up on the holodeck and they're trying to distract him. And they have the two naked girls and they're all, hey, want to hang out with us and do some drugs?
Well, that kind of is. That is the premise of his character.
Yeah. And then they show the people running away and then they pan back and he has the girl in the sleeping bag and he's hitting her against the tree. And I laughed in the theater so hard the people in front of us went and told the theater guy that we were ruining the movie for them.
Oh.
And they told us to be quiet.
Okay, if you can't laugh in a horror movie, you were not appreciating that movie.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you.
I just watched Crimson Peak.
What is that one?
This
That's
last
the new
weekend.
Guillermo del Toro. Oh,
That is correct.
So we didn't talk about Pan's Labyrinth at all. And then there was one called The Orphanage.
Oh, that's scary as
That's
hell.
scary as shit if you've never seen The Orphanage. Is that a Guillermo movie?
That's also a Guillermo del
Guillermo
Toro movie.
makes movies that, and I also love Pacific Rim, but that The Orphanage, if you've never seen it, is pretty spectacular.
Ghost movies get to me, and that movie,
Yeah.
wow.
Y'all never did talk about, we were talking monsters.
Yeah.
Rosemary's Baby.
Well, the devil, yeah.
Well, that
Yeah.
is kind of a monster, sort of.
I don't know. See, I've never gotten through with that one. I kind of feel like it's just on the nose the entire film, where it's just like, that's the baby's the devil.
Well,
right?
What's really the creepiest part about Rosemary's Baby is that is the way that this young woman is being manipulated by
Oh, okay.
everyone around her.
Because they're all Satanists.
Everyone around her is, and like she's this young woman in a large city, and she's new there, and she is just being lied to everywhere that she goes.
By
And
Satanists.
that's the most frightening part of the movie.
Yeah, but they.
And then plus there is the Satan rape scene. That's shocking.
Well, I wasn't going to talk about that. I was going to talk about the liver. They had her eating liver.
Oh, that's right.
And I was expecting raw liver. And I
Did they
was
say why?
expecting Stephanie. And everyone kept telling me to eat red Jello. You know, when I get cravings, eat Jello. To this day, which is 42 years later, I can't eat Jello
Oh.
because I think of that sliding
Oh,
down my
okay.
throat.
Ew. Why were they
And
making
I
her
was
eat liver?
expecting the night that was Christopher, the night that we went to the theater to see The Exorcist,
Yeah.
and I was terrified to go to the bathroom by myself. That's not a good
Why
thing.
were they making her eat raw liver in the film? Did they say?
She was expecting.
Is that a
and-
thing? They're like eat raw liver. It's-
No, no. It was
No.
because she was expecting the devils.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah.
So they don't ever explain like well, she doesn't go. Why do I need the raw liver? And they're like, man, just do it.
Well, it's,
Shut your mouth and eat the raw liver.
well, exactly. But I mean, it's the time period that the movie is set
Okay.
in.
And the manipulation.
It's the manipulation
Okay.
of her that is the most frightening thing.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you're fine. And she, the whole time, the whole movie, she's, no, I'm not. And how can, they wouldn't even let her out of her apartment. She's like, no, I need to leave. And like, something's wrong. No, there isn't. No, there isn't. She's just this huge, like, group of people
Yeah.
just telling her the same thing.
Well, I know an underrated film that I thought was pretty.
Like that's why it's very frightening because that can happen to anyone.
Yeah.
If you have like 20 people
Yeah.
in your vicinity telling you the same thing, you'll believe it.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe I am wrong.
I mean, that's what we're working on with you. A movie I felt that was very overrated was The Wicker Man.
Oh,
The original one or the
Nicolas
remake?
Cage?
Either one.
Oh, okay. Well, then I agree with you halfway.
I don't know. I was just like, oh, it's a cult, and they just want to burn him alive. All right.
Okay. Well, here's the thing.
I felt like they could have just kidnapped him and threw him in a fucking wicker thing and burned him.
If you watch the director's cut of The Worker Man, it has a different ending
Oh, okay.
because at the time.
I mean, don't get me wrong. They burned Nicolas Cage alive. Awesome.
Okay, I'm not even talking about.
Oh.
I'm not even going to consider the Nicolas Cage movie.
Yeah.
At all. I'm talking about the original one. When it was made, the movie standards at the time said that you had to, no matter what, kill the bad guy, not the protagonist, but the
You had to be.
antagonist.
You had to have a happy ending.
You had to kill the antagonist at the end. So the alternative ending to that movie is much, much harsher, much more
Yeah.
morbid, but actually really satisfies like what happens over the storyline.
Yeah.
So it kind of got like the chopped ending because otherwise they wouldn't get any American movie sales.
Oh wow.
So basically, the rest of the world got the real ending to the movie, and America got the chopped ending because
Because we had a weird.
because we're all like, no, everything has to end like Disney.
Okay. Interesting.
So the first one's amazing, and the second one is really actually terrible.
The Nicolas Cage one?
I just
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just like, nah, didn't believe it.
No, thank you.
No thanks. Just kidnap him and burn him alive.
Well, see, and that's the thing. They took out so much of the movie in the remake that like the storyline doesn't make sense. Like, why don't they just burn him now?
And talking about like manipulation films, would you consider Red State a horror movie?
I've not made it all the way through that, but I think it is supposed to be. He
Supposed to be a
considers it as horror film.
Red State. I don't. That's a hard one.
It is kind of a hard one.
It is kind of. I consider it a horror movie.
Yeah, the whole manipulation of the church thing. I guess that'd be the horror factor. I mean, I thought that was terrifying.
It's not
And I was stoned, and it was just so bad.
well done, but I consider it a horror movie.
Okay. I don't know.
I wouldn't put it on a top 10 list, but
What's your favorite
Oh,
horror
no.
movie of all time?
my favorite horror
Yeah.
movie.
Yep.
My favorite horror movie of all time is a Tale of Two Sisters, which is also a Korean film, and it's a ghost story about two sisters.
What?
That's it.
No.
Okay, done.
Tell me more.
Well, no, here's. Well, no,
Oh man, two
Here's-
sisters in the same room.
okay, no, well, here's the thing. I have never been able to figure out what exactly scares me about that movie.
Oh, okay.
And that's why it's my favorite.
Hmm.
Like I can watch it, I watch it over and over, and it will always give me a nightmare. And I'm like, is it like a combination of the music?
Yeah.
Like, is it the soundtrack?
Damien.
The way that they shoot stuff? Is it part of the story? Like I've never been able to figure out what gives me nightmares from that movie. But that is the
Yeah.
scariest movie I've ever seen. It gave me and my brother nightmares.
Wow. Billy, what's your favorite scary movie of all time?
My favorite scary movie of all time is, I guess I never really thought of it. It's like a genre where I kind of don't know much about, but the one I do enjoy the most, one I can watch, is.
Is it Gremlins?
No, I want to say. Can I come back? Can you come back to me? Give me a couple seconds.
Well,
Chase.
I can go back to one part.
Yeah.
In A Tale of Two Sisters, the scariest scene that always comes back to me, and it makes no sense. One of the little girls says there's something underneath the stove, and they look under the stove, and there's all the suspense, and there's all the cinematography, and there's nothing there. I have no idea why, but it scared the it just scared the crap. Nothing there. Yeah, there's nothing under the stove.
Oh, wow.
And then they never even like show their.
Not even scraps where they didn't clean very well and sweep.
Yeah, nothing. Just they're like, nah, it's nothing
Wow.
on the stove. But they'd done such a great job of like making this suspense like going up to it
Yeah.
that they looked under the stove, and you're expecting something to scare you, and the fact that there was nothing there, it really scared me more.
Yeah. That's kind of how the Resident Evil game did
But
to me.
doesn't that kind of go back to when our childhood of the monster under the bed
And
Yeah.
in the closet,
and in
yeah.
the closet? I think they play a lot on that, our childhood fears, and it makes it scary. It becomes real to us. It does. It becomes real. I mean, then we can relate because we know what it's like to be afraid of the
Yeah.
monster under the bed,
Absolutely.
the monster in the closet, because there's nothing scarier than a closet door cracked.
Well, then the
Oh,
fucking
but-
Poltergeist movie, that damn clown under the bed.
Yeah.
I looked under my
it's
bed
under
for
the
like
bed.
a year looking for that fucking clown.
Me and my brother slept in the same room that night. Like we were terrified for some deranged reason. We were like,
Poltergeist is like, you know what you're going to be afraid of? Trees. A tree like rips through the window.
My scariest movie all time was Jaws.
You see? I think Jaws is scary.
I was a young Marine in North Carolina in 1967, and I just
This is my father.
I just bought an Aqualung.
What is that?
That was a scuba diving tank
Okay.
with the setup,
Not just a record.
and I wanted to use it, so I went scuba diving by myself off the
Oh.
coast of Surf City.
See, shit like that scares the fuck out of me.
And I stayed out a little while. Got down to about 100 feet. I could look up and see the top of the water
Oh,
way up there.
That was so much.
So
anxiety.
I was getting low on oxygen, so I come up and I was swimming towards the shore, and there was a riptide which runs along the beach and will carry you quite a ways from where you went into the water. And I looked back to where I was swimming, and I seen a shark's fin.
Oh
And
no.
I realized then how vulnerable I was.
Oh yeah.
Until then, I had no idea and didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
But after seeing the movie Jaws, I realized you never know what's in that water.
Well, no, and here's the thing: like 8 people die like a year from shark attacks, and that's really nothing, really, in the scheme of things. But because of that movie, people are like, "Oh, don't go! There's fucking sharks that eat you."
Well, man, the one that got me was Riptide, man.
You know the story of the Indianapolis?
Yeah, I do know. Yes, where they were eaten
It
by
carried
sharks.
the
Yeah.
atomic bomb, the
Yep.
cruiser that carried the atomic bomb to Teniron.
Yep.
And
They were sunk.
they were coming back, and a Japanese submarine torpedoed the ship. And they were under strict orders not to use their radio, and the captain didn't even radio distress call.
Because they were
So
top secret.
So it went a week before they were even discovered missing.
Mm-hmm.
And there were thousands and hundreds of thousands of sharks attacking this group of sailors that had survived. Well, I met one guy from Gallup that was on the Indianapolis, and I met one the other day that was on the Indianapolis.
Wow.
And
I bet that's some PTSD.
I talked to him, and he said he just got transferred off to Indianapolis before that happened.
Ooh.
So, life can be a real horror.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Chris, but they didn't call it PTSD back then. They just called it you being a pussy.
Right. No. So like when you talk about like the shark thing, I mean with the horror, like I'll see a video and they're out in, like on the ocean and they're like in a little boat and a whale just comes up right next to the boat and they're like, "Oh, a whale." I'm like, "Dude, that would have knocked you, flipped that boat over." Shit like that, it just freaks me out. I'm like, "Oh yeah." Being out in open ocean water would freak me out.
I grew up. I've maybe seen the ocean maybe 5 times in my life, so I don't have those fears.
Oh, just no land in sight.
Oh yeah, even if I'm sure if I go up and actually saw it, and
all you have is a volleyball to talk to.
I'd probably be terrified.
Yeah.
It's like, we were the furthest from the ocean.
See, when I was a kid, I mean, Jaws. I mean, you say it's not a horror film, but Jaws. I would not go in the pool. Just get in the pool, swimming pool.
I mean, did you see Piranhas and Piranhas 3D?
Okay.
You could just be partying with your 50,000 best friends,
and they just shred you.
And they'll shred you.
Okay.
That's why I don't go in the water. It's Piranhas.
One of the best horror wrecks of all time, Anaconda.
They make snakes that big.
Would you consider snakes on a plane a horror movie?
No.
I know.
It's just amazing.
I watched that movie and it's not a horror movie. It's
a joke. It's a really funny joke.
I couldn't wait for that movie to come out.
I watched it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You're like,
Who was the actor?
Samuel L. Jackson.
That was Samuel L. Jackson.
All these motherfucking steaks on this motherfucking plane.
So I like that he made them. He actually made them. They showed this is an actual fact about snakes on a plane. They made the movie, and then when they make a movie, they'll screen it many times before they actually release it. And he made them go back. He refused to put his name on it and have it be put back out unless they went back and reshot a lot of scenes with more profanity in it.
What?
Yes.
You fucking tell me you gotta motherfucking say more fucking shit?
Yeah. I thought that was pretty funny.
Any Quentin Tarantino film he does, he's just like, motherfucker, motherfucker, motherfucker.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty great.
That is
You
pretty.
have to learn less lines.
Right.
I would think, wow, that's kind of nice, actually.
Yeah. Right. I agree.
The privilege. Just cuss into the microphone, please.
So Billy,
Oh,
did you
really?
come up with a
Yeah.
all-time favorite horror?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Exorcist.
The Exorcist. That you can watch The Exorcist, but you can't watch half of these other shows.
I won't watch Candyman. I won't watch Child's
Candyman
Play.
is nothing compared to The Exorcist.
Okay,
I love The Exorcist.
Well, think about this. He already said that he can't watch most horror movies.
Yeah.
But he actually saw The Exorcist. So.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So
I haven't even watched The
Exorcist is scarier than Child's Play.
I think
Yeah.
demonic
Okay.
possession's a lot more scary
yeah.
than
Oh, man.
Chucky. Chucky's kind of funny.
She like crab walks around and goes up
yeah.
on the ceiling.
You know, Chucky is kind of
puts a
demonic
cross in her.
possession.
Yeah.
yeah.
In-
But it's
in
like
her
a cute
hoo-ha?
little doll.
I'm gonna ask my mom what her favorite one is.
The Exorcist. Well, no, I'm commenting on Billy. The Exorcist was actually taken from a young man that was possessed in the 1940s. It really comes from a true story.
Wow.
So when you sit there and say, is The Exorcist actually scarier than Chucky? Well, yeah, really.
Well, the thing is,
it is.
I'll never see Child's Play.
Really? I
Because
think it's such a goofy film.
It is.
I remember walking into like
It's
not-
a comedy, really.
yeah, not even watching the movie. I would just from the previews and just like people talking about it. Like if we had like a laundry room in my house, and I always thought Chucky was gonna like jump behind me. And,
Wow.
I never.
You know, it's all what scares you, I guess. You know, yeah. So what?
And actually, The Exorcist, because I did read the book, and
The book is terrifying.
the book is more terrifying than the movie.
The book is terrifying.
Yes, and
Like, you will not like. I'm gonna read this while I go to sleep. I'm never going to sleep ever again.
And I did because I guess I was dumb and ignorant. I didn't know anything about Ouija boards and stuff. I thought
yeah.
it was a game. No, this was back in the 70s,
Yeah.
son.
It is trademarked by Martin Bradley.
Milton Bradley.
Yeah, Milton. Yeah, well, good old Milton and Martin, whoever.
Bringing demons into this world since
But
1950.
I actually did the wrong thing and burned it. I had one.
Right.
And after I saw The Exorcist, I burned it. And to this very day, I will not, and that's been 40 years ago, I will not allow anyone to bring a Ouija board in my house.
Oh yeah.
I have a friend.
Don't
And she's always
even
like,
try.
she was like, for a long time, she kept talking about. She's like, let's do Ouija boards, and I was like, no,
If there is,
you're messing
get
with
it
stuff
out.
you shouldn't be messing with.
Billy, stop
It-
watching. Stop fucking with witches. Stop it.
And sure enough, like she was like, well, bad stuff started happening. I was like, hey man, I'd leave that shit alone.
Yep. Never mess with that.
Chase, what do you got? What do you got for
Shit.
best favorite?
Okay. So my favorite, not my favorite. Yeah, I guess it is. It's the only one that ever had an effect on me. So I grew up really sheltered.
Mm-hmm.
My grandpa, I'm about 10, 11 years old. My grandpa sneaks me out. Middle of the day, he puts this horror movie in. Says, all right, it's noon. The day is out. You can't be scared. And it was the remake of House on Haunted Hill. And I don't even think you guys said you saw it. But for a kid, it was just me and my brother. For 2 weeks, we would scream and cry every night because we swore we saw the little black ghost with all the heads in it coming up the stairs. It was the first movie I'd seen, like really that was over PG or G. My grandpa had to show me some R-rated crazy horror film that messed me up psychologically for like the next 10 years. Thank you, Grandpa.
For me, I've talked about it already multiple times. I'd probably say Poltergeist is probably my favorite. And the fact that it didn't make that list blew my mind. I mean, I was a kid. I mean, when the guy rips his face off, freaked me out. The clown freaked me out. When the maggots, all of that just freaked me out. I don't know. It ended how their house just gets swallowed up at the end. Like, what the hell?
Cookies crumble.
Yeah. And, you know, it's just one of those things. It's like the sequels are whatever they are, but I feel like the original. I kind of want to see this remake now, especially knowing that Sam Rockwell's in it because I love Sam Rockwell.
Yeah,
but
I love. That's why I saw it. Sam Rockwell.
Well, for me, I
was like, damn.
usually if I love something, I usually try to stay away from the remake. You know, kind of.
Okay,
you
well,
know.
I mean that could be. I mean, that is a little.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to.
Yeah. Wasn't Coach the dad in that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The actor that played Coach.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
what's his name?
Yeah, Coach.
Okay, okay.
I don't know. I don't know the name. It's
I
Craig
had
T.
it.
Nelson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Craig
All right.
Nelson. Yeah.
Oh, so my dad actually wants to tell a story.
We don't have enough time.
Oh, we got plenty of time.
We get all
How
the time in
much
the
time?
world.
How is this like a half-hour story or 10 minutes or?
It could be 15 to 20 minutes.
I want to hear it.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
You want to hear it?
Want to hear? Here it goes.
Chase hadn't heard it. Joel hadn't heard it.
Well, this is a true story as far as I can tell. I was there, and nothing more horrible than war. War is the biggest horror there is. I know we're Halloween, and we like to kind of joke and laugh about horror movies, but the biggest horror known to man is war. And I was in the Vietnam War, and sent over there in the beginning of 1968 to Da Nang, and I was in the helicopter squadron. And I'm going to change a few names in this story because I don't know who might be offended. So here it goes. We all were enlisted men, and we lived in 10 shacks we called hoochies. And they had sides that raised up, and they had screens all the way around to let some air in because it was so hot there. And we had gone over there in stages. Some guys that were there already and had been there 6 months before I got there. So this one guy that was in our hooch had been there 6 months, and he was a crew chief, which the crew chief was like a corporal or a sergeant that was in charge of a helicopter, all the maintenance on it. Well, it was very hot there, and we flew all day long, and come in at night, and you either went to the club and got drunk, or you went and took a shower and cleaned up. And this guy, he didn't. And he got to smelling so bad that we started harassing him a little bit, quite a bit. Well, he'd been flying all day, and one night when everybody had all come back from the day's missions, his helicopter didn't come back. It disappeared. Well, their officers usually come the next day after someone had been killed or missing or whatever, and they inventoried all their personal belongings. Well, a kid there, I'll call him Smith. This guy had a real nice tape recorder. And back in them days, it was a great big unit, and it would play through, and then it would reverse and
Like a
play
reel to
the
reel.
other side.
Like a reel-to-reel?
Yeah, reel to reel.
Okay.
Well, he wanted to get it and hide it from them. Everybody there said, no, we're not taking anything from anybody that might be dead. So he had a nice Norelco razor, and this guy named Smith snitched it. About 2 weeks later, the helicopter that Smith flew on didn't come back.
Wow.
Well, it was during the monsoon. It was all cloudy and foggy and what have you. And this was during the Tet Offensive of 1968. If you know anything about the Vietnam War, that was complete wartime right there.
That's where the Tet Offensive. Tet was a holiday,
Right.
and they were supposed to be a ceasefire.
A
And that's where
lot of people were killed.
and that's where they and then- so the Americans were stood down, and then the North Vietnamese attacked.
Yeah, that's
Tet
right.
Offensive.
We totally just about defeated the North Vietnamese during the Tet Offensive. A lot of people said we never won the war. Well, we were not allowed to win the war. But anyway, getting back to the story. This young kid got transferred in from the States about 2 weeks later or so. And we really didn't know him. And we talked to him a little bit that night till he got there. And the next morning, he got up early, and I got up early. I was fixing to go fly. And he said, "Who's Smith?" And nobody had told him about this situation. And everybody just kind of froze. I said, "What are you talking about?" And he said, "Well, last night something woke me up, and I looked up, and there was somebody standing in the middle of the hooch." And he said, I asked who it was, and he said, "Smith." And so I went back to sleep. Well, we all freaked out. And there was one other guy in the squadron named Smith. He was our armorer. So he said, "What were you doing in our hooch last night?" And he said, "I wasn't in your hooch last night." So we all were on edge, and things kind of went on, and we forgot about it. But this young kid that had been transferred in had asked me who Smith was. One night he was working on a helicopter, and we got hit by mortars. Well, he jumped off the helicopter, and one landed right beside him and just splattered him. And they shipped him home. But 6 months later, they found both helicopters had disappeared, crashed in the side of the same hillside
Wow.
up north. And the North Vietnamese had stolen TACAN radio direction finders out of down helicopters and directed both of them helicopters in the cloud. They were flying through the clouds into the hillside.
Wow.
And they found both helicopters totally, they were just full of skeletons. And they were booby trapped. And one of the helicopters, it was the biggest helicopter crash in U.S. history.
Wow.
Killed more men. So, we freaked out.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy. And you
But
think
real life can be more horrible than any movie,
Oh,
book,
absolutely.
anything you can read.
absolutely. So you think because they stole Smith's stuff that his ghost came back to?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why you have so many men that have PTSD.
Sure. Wow. That's freaky. I don't know what to say on that one. Well,
That's my story.
Yeah, well, thank you for sharing that. That was pretty eerie. That's pretty hard. That was pretty hard to follow that.
Ghosts are one of the few things that scare me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the unknown. We did that last. Go back and listen to our show last year. Where we talked a lot about ghosts, Halloween episode. But Awesome. I want to thank my parents for letting us do this show.
We want to thank you
Yeah.
and Smiley and Chase and Mr. Billy over there. Yes, we thank you
I
all.
want to thank my mom for helping us out. My dad for sharing that story.
Thank you for dinner.
Yeah, thank you
Yeah,
for feeding
for
us.
dinner.
You're welcome.
Letting us sleep on the carpet when we were hungover.
I slept on the couch. I don't know why you were on the carpet.
Yeah,
It was really nice.
yeah.
Because we're nice.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll probably do this again next year if we're allowed to.
I think it's planned.
Yeah. To come up with something different. But yeah, happy Halloween to everybody out there. Wednesday night we have Cards Against Humanity, Distillery 365, 7:30. Come out. Thursday night at Brickyard.
We'll be Chris and I will be judging a costume.
Oh, I'll be judging.
We'll be judging a costume
Oh,
contest.
you think that's a Ghostbusters outfit, do you?
You don't know
Nope.
nothing about it.
Things made of cardboard. Get out of here.
You come up and like rip their like the patches off. What is this? That's not a real patch. You're not a.
You're not a
Ghostbuster.
transformer. Turn into a car.
Do it.
Yeah, we'll be at Brickyard judging a costume contest and pumpkin carving contest.
It's different where I'm at Brickyard, usually just judging people. Wearing Crocs on the outside.
But see, I think this time we actually get paid something.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
Did you find out we get paid?
I have not.
Oh. Okay.
But I said I think so.
Oh, okay. We get a slice of pizza and a PBR, probably.
Well, knowing them.
Yes.
So,
All right. Are they putting our logo on the poster?
Yes.
Okay.
I said if they wanted us there, they have to use their
Yeah.
logo.
Right.
Anyway, also, I will be dancing at the Hispanic Cultural Center on this next Friday, both in the plaza and inside. The plaza is a free show. Inside is going to be a stage performance.
He did say free. You can't get in for free. People like that. Go to the state fair on free day.
Best things in life are free.
The
I wouldn't say
plaza,
the best.
the plaza performance is free.
Yeah. A lot of strollers there, I bet,
And
that
then,
day.
and then when we go inside to the theater, there is you'll have to buy some tickets.
There won't be that many people in there.
That's where the
A lot of people outside, not as many inside.
I don't know. They might hook them on that first one.
They
Leave them
might.
hanging.
Yeah,
Like you want to see the last 3
Yeah.
dance moves.
Have you seen me dance?
I have. It's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. I like the drumming. I like the dancing. I like the headdress.
And-
Headdress.
Yeah.
Headdress.
You-
Okay.
And we all make
The leg
that
bells.
ourselves. Chochiotes.
Yeah.
And I think that's it for me.
Yeah.
I have nothing.
Nothing. Chase, do you do things?
No.
Okay.
This is it. I'm not really sure what my week consists of.
Okay. You don't even have a job, right?
No.
Cool.
I don't do anything.
If you're listening to the podcast, go to 10drinkminimum.com. You can add us on all the social media sites. And we do this show live every Sunday night from 8 to 10 on 10drinkminimum.com. And with that, happy Halloween. And we are 10 Drink Minimum.
Spooky.
Spooky edition. I want to play a game.
Thank you guys. Oh, y'all were so good. No, I'm sorry, honey. I don't allow it.
You're welcome to the yard with the dogs.
If you flush, it's 50 cents.